Hello, I'm Jen with Getaway Today. Thanks so much for joining us here on YouTube, where we've got the latest tips and tricks for your next vacation. Today we're talking Disney Cruise Line. We are your Disney Cruise Line experts, and we've got some updates that we wanted to share with you. So we have new sailings from now until May of 2020. This is a big deal. There's some new ports, some new itineraries. We'll talk in more detail, but first we need to tell you how you save the most on a Disney Cruise Line experience. And that's really why we're letting you know right now that you can now book from now through May of 2020, because with Disney Cruise Line, the sooner you book, the more you save. And it's more dynamic pricing that as soon as cabins are gone and as the ship gets more full, you actually will pay more for that same cruise. So we love to let our Getaway Today guests know immediately when those new itineraries become available. And in fact, a lot of them can sell out quickly because some will be just a few limited sailings. And people love Disney Cruise Line. They have like such an affinity for the brand that they're like, oh, the new pricing is coming out. It's like Christmas. It's exciting. People are ready to book. They're ready to jump on those new itineraries. So you do want to do that as quick as possible. If you have sailed with Disney Cruise Line before, you do get a priority in those bookings, which can give you a savings. And again, we want you to be the first to know, and there's some sailings you're going to want to take advantage of for sure. Another great reason to book early, and truly a savings tip, is you get the first cabin selection. This is big. Like for instance, I have a family of 6, so I'm going to need 2 cabins. I'm going to want those 2 cabins next to each other. And Disney's popular, and they only have 4 ships. So if I want those cabins to be close together, it's advantageous for me to book as early as possible. You might even get a connector. They're few and far between, but getting those rooms next to each other is a huge savings. As well as if you have like a family of 5, you can do a family suite that would have 5, or you can do 2 staterooms, one that has 3 and 2, have them next to each other. It'll save you a ton of money. And again, that's an option when you book this early because there's availability. You're getting that clean slate of the best cabin selection. You can get midship, you can get the first itinerary. Like, you're gonna love us for these tips. So are you ready to set sail? So the big announcement is now you can set sail out of New Orleans. I love New Orleans. It's one of my favorite cities to visit. Love the beignets. Of course, love them at Disneyland too, but now you can love them and get them where they originated. Quite a few sailings kind of in the spring of 2020. So it's kind of that February, March. We're going to link you below to the exact itineraries so that you can see which one works best for your family. There's various lengths of stay as well as different itineraries. Bohemian's one of the most popular from there. So very exciting, new port of call. Of course, you know Walt Disney loves New Orleans, has such a good flair tie-in with Disneyland and his parks. So very, very fitting to have a sailing from New Orleans. Another big announcement, and one that people have been like requesting, watching for, waiting anxiously for, is Disney Cruise Line will be returning to Hawaii. There's only 2 sailings though. So when I'm saying book early, that's why, because there's only 2 different opportunities for this. And it's going to be either Vancouver to Hawaii or Hawaii to Vancouver. There's 2 sailings again, 9-day sailings. There's not a lot of options to cruise through Hawaii, to cruise through with Disney. Primo, it's the very best experience. So we're very excited to announce those. Those will sell some of the quickest, and they'll probably be premium price, but again, by booking this early, you're getting the best rate for sure. Lock in that savings on that Hawaii cruise. So these next one are prime spring break times. It's Mexican Riviera and Baja, Mexico. I'm off the West Coast, so this is a big deal to me. I can get my family really easily to California and set sail from there. We're excited to have these 2 options. They also sell out quickly, especially because of the high affinity in that Los Angeles market for Disney Cruise Line. So great stops on the Mexican Riviera. There's 2 sailings of those, so those will go quickly, and they are positioned really well over spring break. And they typically have stops in Puerto Vallarta, Cabo, and Mazatlan. Really fun stops, great time of year with pretty great weather. So those are ones that I'm kind of marking my calendar for my family, because it is so easy to get my family from, West Coast, off the West Coast. Now these port out of San Diego, also known as my favorite city. So I'm like, this is one that you could do a stay, like 2 nights in San Diego, even to Anaheim area, and kind of combine this land and sea package. Do a couple days in SeaWorld or Disneyland or Legoland. So much to see and do in both San Diego and the Anaheim area. So that's a top pick. So even if you do the shorter sailings, the 2-night, you're gonna want more. So maybe don't do that one, but there's 4 nights and longer that definitely give you a great sample for the Disney Cruise Line, as well as you can combine it with land to have just that ultimate vacation. So now the main event, kind of the most sailings, is of course the Caribbean. They offer both Western, Eastern, Southern Caribbean from 3 different ports. You've got Port Canaveral, you've got Miami, and you also have Puerto Rico. So lots of great options. This is where you also get their larger ships, the Dream and the Fantasy. Love these ships. Of course, all of their ships are wonderful, but these ones are at home. They're in the Caribbean. And they do different lengths of stay. You've got, usually the Dream does the shorter and the Fantasy the longer, and the Fantasy is usually between 6 and 8 nights. So we'll link you below for the specific Caribbean itineraries, and of course that's where you can see their private island, Castaway Cay, which is a top pick for us, and that's one of our favorite reasons to sail out of the Caribbean with Disney Cruise Line. So of course I haven't been able to stop smiling this entire YouTube video because we love Disney Cruise Line, and we especially love saving your family money on Disney Cruise Line. And we know the best way to do that is booking early. So when these new dates released, we had to tell you about them so your family can save the most on your Disney Cruise Line vacation. So don't wait. Like, if you're excited about it like we are, give us a call. Our information is below. You can link to our website as well. But calling is typically my top pick for booking a Disney Cruise Line, especially where our agents have been on the ships. They know what to kind of look for, all those ins and outs. They'll help you pick the right cabin. They'll let you know about, the formal nights and all those little extras that make your trip that much more magical. You'll love Disney. You'll get fireworks at sea. You've got just family-friendly entertainment. They've really divided the ship out to, instead of have things like casinos, they have movie theaters, and they've got things for your family. You've got rotational dining that allows you to experience different dining venues but still have the same waiting staff. They also have wonderful pool areas. They've got just Disney magic all over the place, as well as fun kids camps and family-friendly excursions. You're gonna love it, trust me. So the best deal again is what? Book early. These are just released, just available to sell. You're going to be the first one to book this for sure. Thanks for watching, and again, subscribe to our YouTube channel. All the deals below. Thanks again.